A very warm welcome to all the participants in this event. The seminar is titled 2021 Free Zones The Way Forward. My presentation is going to focus on sharing with all of you some of the key major outcomes that we have seen from a mega event which World Free Zone Organization conducted middle of last year called the New World Model. In the New World Model, we interviewed more than 30 global domain experts and asked them after the pandemic what is in store for us. How do they see the future? And what they think will be the new world model. And all of them gave a number of responses. And these global experts included domain experts from corporates established in free zones, from government officials, and multilateral entities. So this time, we not just focused on free zone authority, but we went to the key stakeholders and asked them what they think is in store for us. And what I'm going to present to all of you today is a compilation of the key outcomes of the responses given by the experts. Let me share my screen with you. 2021 Free Zones, the Way Forward. Uh, this is focusing on a new world model. I need to give a little bit of background about the event, how it occurred. As all of you know, by the time the new decade started in 2020, uh, entire world was affected by a major global health issue, and this in turn impacted the economic status also. And this resulted in a lot of uncertainty. The impact this had on the economy is multifold. In fact, the overall global wealth depleted, manufacturing and services slowed down substantially, economies reached a state of forced inactivity, and IMF had said there could be a loss to the tune of over 9 to 10 trillion dollars. Some of the worst affected sectors were aviation, travel, tourism, and so on. Now, the number of actions or measures undertaken, apart from embargo on travel, social distancing, was governments gave a number of fiscal stimulus packages and accommodative monetary policies. Around that time, we conducted research, and our research showed that there could be three major challenges faced by world in general. One is the changing patterns of production network and global value chain, digitalization and the new industrial revolution, and sustainable development imperative. Now, the new changing patterns of production network refers to a lot of disruptions in logistics, in movement of goods. Supply chain involves movement of three things primarily. One is movement of goods, logistics. Two is movement of funds. When the end customer pays money, how much of it goes through the chain, and movement of information. In a way, all the three got disrupted. And this was leading to a kind of new competitiveness context. Traditionally, a manufacturing competes with other manufacturing, but as we go forward, we could see the chain, each chain is competing with other chains. And the business models are changing. And what we mean by network effect here is companies not only do planning, enterprise-wide resource within the organization in step 3. But going forward, they need to do a supply chain-wide planning. And in future, the various chains will start communicating with each other and result in a complex network leading to Internet of Things. The digital revolution has caused a number of disruptions, but it also, in a way, acted as an accelerator. Now, it accelerated the entire digitalization process, whether it's academic institutions, schools and colleges, businesses, or government entities, quickly in a very short time shifted. And this shift will continue and will have a huge impact in terms of new innovations in autonomous vehicles, 3D printing, and so on. Now, the sustainability imperative is given a lot of importance by United Nations, and organizations need to keep in mind it's not only economic responsibility, but they also need to have environmental and social responsibility too, looking at what we call the triple bottom line. Now, how do we address these challenges? Our research showed you need a three-pronged approach to address these challenges. One, businesses need to do strategic reorientation. Two, the governments need to make policy reforms to be compatible with this new world model, or the new normal, as we could call in future. And of course, the educational institutions need to repackage their educational value to support the new world model. So in this presentation, we will focus on strategic reorientation. The regulatory bodies and educational institutions, we will keep them aside. Probably we will conduct in future research on these two and communicate with them too. But as far as businesses are concerned, which are established within free zone, how could they reorient themselves for this new scenario? This is exactly the question that we asked the 30 plus global domain experts, distinguished top management leadership position holders from the multinationals established in free zones, from the multilateral organizations representing various bodies, and from government entities. So we divided the industry into 10 sectors, and each sector we separately interviewed people and asked them what they think is in store for us and how we could proactively plan and prepare ourselves. And we got a lot of very, very interesting response. What is coming in the next slide after this is the 11 points, which I would call pearls of wisdom, coming from highly experienced, distinguished experts. And these could be the key actionable takeaways for all the stakeholders. If they address these takeaways, you will be better prepared, you will be more resilient, and you could overcome the challenges that the future has in store for us in a much healthier and better fashion. So it helps you to recover, and it helps you to plan and prepare in a proactive and healthy manner. So here are what I call the 11 pearls of wisdom coming from the 30 plus domain experts. Very quickly, I'll go through each one of them and then share with you a few more details of this in the remaining time. They say invest in digital. Obviously, the future is in digitalization. The current maxim is digitalize or diminish, digitalize or perish. Yeah. Unless an organization really quickly shifts onto this, survival could become difficult. Uh, in order to ensure that you don't face similar situations, or in case it occurs, face it more effectively, you need an enterprise-wide risk management. So you need to know how to manage risk, and you need to have how to manage your big data, the ability to compile and retrieve and use that data into meaningful information to take decisions. Uncertainty, of course, always affects the cash flow. So, how do we have more effective and efficient management of the cash flow within the business? If any of your businesses have got disrupted, maybe you need to look at how to lay the bricks again and rebuild. Hygiene, going green is extremely important. One of the key messages which experts have given is going forward, we need to look at more collaborations rather than competition. How we could reach a win-win situation. How 1 plus 1 could become more than 2 rather than each one competing with other. The key message there is collaborate, add value locally, at the same time have an impact on the global happenings. Inclusivity, the sustainability talks about uh, uh, equitable distribution of wealth. We need to ensure that whatever actions we take includes people from all strata of society. Focus on renewable energy, focus on ESG, a concept which is gaining a lot of significance, economic, social, and corporate governance perspective to investments as well as running the businesses. So, to go a little more detail into this, one message they have given is if, unless you are already in it, try to enhance digitalization. If you are not, get into how to become tech ready. World Free Zone Organization has an initiative called Free Zone of the Future with 3 pillars and 9 key elements. One of them is called Smart Zone or Tech Ready Zone. So, in which all these 9 elements we have certifications. So, Tech Ready Zone certification or Smart Zone certification is one of them. You could go through this and ensure you are prepared, better prepared for future. Going green, we should look at not only making money, but ensuring that we utilize the resources of the world, which are finite, in the best possible way. We should not abuse, misuse, or overuse, and we are responsible for leaving a green, clean planet for future generations. So, by going green, you are being more eco friendly. United Nations Global Compact and also Global Reporting Initiative, GRI, advises that in your annual report, you not only give KPIs on your economic indicators, revenue generated, profitability, shareholder value, but you also say what have been your carbon emissions, what kind of control measures have you taken, what kind of KPIs you have to ensure you're contributing towards the green economy. Going forward, more and more investors will be looking for free zones which have gone green. And this will become an imperative in future, unless it's already. So be innovative, whether it is your marketing strategy, whether it is your incentive schemes, whether your communication about what you are doing, the overall business models need to be revisited. You may be successful last 10, 15, 20 years using a specific approach. There is no guarantee that it will carry forward and the same approach will make you successful in the next 15 years. With the kind of changes happening in the environment, you need to be innovative constantly. We also have a certification on how to become innovative zone. We have a certification on green zone. Yeah. Be socially responsible. When we talk about corporate social responsibility, it's not only what we are giving to society, but there is also something called internal social responsibility. The businesses need to look, do you have the right kind of environment? Do you have the right kind of policies? Are the people treated well within the organization? Do you have welfare schemes? So companies need to be responsible socially towards community and society outside, as well as towards within the organization with its employees. So be socially responsible with all the stakeholders was one of the very important messages from these domain experts, whether it's suppliers, customers, including competitors, have fair competition. And of course, within, look at employees, look at staff, look at workers. Uh, because things are changing, a key point communicated is you need to constantly be reskilling and upskilling your employees. Focus on capability development. Foresee emerging trends, anticipate future expectations of customers. What customers needed and expected in the past need not remain the same. Yeah? So we need to constantly keep our ears to the ground. We need to be constantly keeping a watch on the market and see, are there any changing expectations, and plan and proactively prepare for these changing expectations. And one very important message, I think I already mentioned once before, is look beyond competition. You know, cooperative mechanisms, whether at national level, organizational level, supply chain level with your supply chain members, the more we cooperate, the more we synergize, globally, everyone would prosper collectively. Yeah. Uh, Effective corporate governance, we talked about ESG. You not only look at economic sustainability, you also look at environmental sustainability and your social sustainability. And healthy governance mechanism will contribute. Safety and security is a very important issue, which will be actually the focus of our next annual conference coming around the corner, where ensure that all businesses are legitimate within the business, ensure you're certified to see that nothing illicit or untoward happens within the organization and within the free zone. So safety and security, all of them emphasized, is a very important element. Uh, Formulate an ERM, enterprise-wide risk management policy and strategy, and ensure if you face any risks in future, you are able to face it much more effectively. Yeah. Uh, of course, in tough times, you need to continue reviewing your business processes. How do we decrease our expenses? How do we become more efficient? How do we become more resilient? How can I reduce my costs and simultaneously increase my output and revenue generation? Productivity and efficiency improvement is a very important element as emphasized by experts. Uh, we have highlighted what is in store in future. You need to be ready by following these 11 pearls of wisdom. And of course, in this game, there will be winners and losers, but winners always look for opportunity in such a situation, and losers look for only excuses. So these are some of our recommendations to going forward to address the issues that are faced by organization. I thank you, and if there are any questions, we are happy to take. Thank you.